That is fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and mute and I will stop my video. I'm going to leave my sound on. So if you guys need anything, shout, but you should be just fine. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks,
All
Kadeem.
right. Take care.
Okay. Since I'm hello everybody. Since I'm sort of a little new at this, could somebody take notes?
Yeah, if you want, I'll take notes.
That'd be great.
Let me go get pencil.
All right, I'll start our preamble because we have to do that. As a preliminary matter, this is Rob Benchley, Chair of the Sconset Advisory Board. Permit me to confirm all members and persons anticipated in the agenda are present. Can you hear me? Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Caroline Ellis.
Yes.
Thank you. Rob Benchley is here. Mary Lathrop will.
Yes.
Angus McLeod.
Here.
Thank you. Good morning. This open meeting, the Sconset Advisory Board, is being conducted remotely consistent with Governor Baker's executive order, March 12th, 2020, which was about 2 centuries ago, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of COVID-19. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we've been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate. The order, which you will find posted with the agenda materials, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded, and so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will feature public comment. For this meeting, the Sconset Advisory Board is convening the video conference via the Zoom app as posted on the town's website. Please note this meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video conference. Please be aware that other folks may be able to see you, and to take care not to screen share your computer. Anything you broadcast will be recorded, captured by the recording. All supportive materials that have been provided members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise. Now we're turning to the first item in the agenda. Before we do so, let me cover some ground rules, effective and clear conduct. I'll introduce the speaker and the agenda. After they conclude the remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide comment, questions, or motions. Remember to mute your phone or computer while speaking, while you're not speaking, or while you are speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait for the chair to yield the floor to you. If members wish to engage in conversation with other members, please do so through the chair. After members have spoken, the chair will afford public comment to those members of the public who have joined the meeting via Zoom. Members of the public who wish to speak must state their names and be acknowledged by and speak through the chair. And finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by the roll call vote. And I have the agenda here. So I'll take a motion for the adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Say aye, aye. The ayes have it.
Aye.
Approval of minutes from June 28th. I sent those comments to Kadeem, and I had gotten a okay from Angus, but I didn't send it to everybody else. So anyway, we can hold on that. All right, let's move to the first item on the agenda, 6A Maury Lane, which we all know well, for the move off. And I've got to see if I've got can you?
Is somebody presenting that? Joe?
I don't see anybody here.
Not Linda Williams, not Joe Topham, not even the owner?
Nobody.
Okay.
I noticed some. Can you see this on your screens?
Yes.
Okay. Whoa, Jesus. I'm no Holly, that's for sure, or Kadeem. There we go.
You're doing just fine, Rob.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
Oh, 63 renewal. That's the move on. Sorry. I had that. There we go.
Right.
So we basically know what this is, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I did my homework.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we go to the move on before we come back to this? Or do we need to?
Well, I think we should deal with this first.
Okay, good.
How do we feel, generally speaking, about having this structure move? We know why they're moving it. They're moving it so that they can build a gargantuan house and
Yeah.
cover that territory and have room for their pool, which backs up against the other pool.
Yeah. These are some of the historical photographs that were,
Yeah, they really did their homework on this. I mean, that
Yeah.
was a very complete application form, which Linda obviously had a hand in. Some
Yeah.
very excellent pictures, including the George Ennis piece, which is fascinating.
yeah,
My biggest issue with this, other than the barn being the reason that there is a back lot at all, is that for 170 plus years, maybe as many as the house is old, that this has been part of the landscape,
right.
part of the property, and part of the history. And it's part of the significance of this historic property that is and has been visible from Main Street and Maury. So I have as much reservation about the removal of this as possible, really.
Yeah. Thank you.
Are we in consensus on that, Caroline?
Yes. Well, I have a huge interest in that whole property. And there's something so sad to me about having been in the building, in the barn, all through it, to move it from where it was useful and used and a part of life to a different place where it's going to be a pool cabana.
Yep.
Um,
Well, and guest house.
yeah,
think
but
it-
I mean,
Yeah.
it has
Right.
nothing to do with it. And at the same time, I realized that, Bunny Shed has been moved to actually a very nice location, I think, below Bank. So my heart is where all of your hearts are. I mean, I think it's just a shame to have that pulled away from that location. At the same time, I recognize that there's going to be a garage in front of it, so we'll no longer see it from Main Street.
Mhm.
So I guess I am more tied up with the history, which I also agree, Mary, was beautifully presented by Linda.
Yeah. So
Um,
what I'm going to write for the minutes then, if you all agree, is that this barn is the reason the backlot was allowed to exist at all. It is significant to this property and the history of the neighborhood. And we have the utmost concern / resistance to this move. And I think we're all fully aware that that won't make a hoot of difference anyway.
No,
And it still is visible, even though there's a barn or a garage built obscuring the view. It doesn't obscure it completely. So it's still seen from Maury and from Main Street
Exactly.
as a reminder of the past.
Yeah, thank you. I agree too. This is Rob. And that barn is part of the fabric of Sconset and
Mhm.
to treat it as something disposable in a sense and to push it off somewhere else kind of takes away from the whole idea of a residential / one-time agrarian community. And never mind what the intended use is, the very fact that they're obliterating part of what Sconset was and why it existed in the first place. So just more reasons to be really tentative about moving it and not reusing it in sight. It's the fabric thing, and that's what we're all talking
Yep.
about.
Yep, exactly. Good.
And we're losing that for pools.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
Mr. Chair? So the owner of this barn was looking to knock it down, and my clients want to save it.
Oh, this is Joe Topham?
Yes, I'm sorry for being late.
That's all right.
I was on a call. So what we want to do is pick it up, move it. Do not, we're going to remove a couple walls on the inside, but leave the interior framing exposed. And if you can see by my plans moving forward, we're going to put insulation on the outside of the structure and try and keep as much of the historic fabric of that barn intact. The other part is there's one rare little shed off the back. If we got your approval, we were going to dismantle that, not crush it, take it to the dump. We're going to try and save as much fabric of this structure and reuse it in the new space. So that's why my clients have stepped forward and say they want to save this barn. And we agree with what you're saying, but we want to just move it on the other side. The owner of this property now does not want to do anything with this barn. So that's enough, I'll say.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Comments are noted, and I think we should go to the next one. Am I correct? Yes.
And next one is Joe's client, right? Or no, this is the color change.
Number 2 is
To move on.
the move on.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, okay, here we go. There we go. I recognize that.
This is going to the property next to Pam's, is that correct?
Yes.
Correct.
So this was what was ahead all along. Okay.
Now, you guys, when I move this thing around, are you seeing that when I'm moving?
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
All right.
I have a question, this is Mary, about the fence that was originally, that board fence that was originally proposed. Where is that in the application process for this piece of property where the fence would now be kind of in the way?
So now the fence wouldn't be in the way. The fence is going to be on the west lot line between Pam's and this location. So it's going to run in between lot 1 and lot 2.
So you're still going to have the batten board fence there?
Correct.
Okay, that didn't show in the plans, interestingly. I mean, it looked to me as if you had a solid wall on your plan, but it also looked like it was vegetative.
So I didn't know at the time of the drawings that where the gentleman's standing, that's where the fence was approved. So I was showing some privet or evergreen that would be between Pam's and this lot. But I was informed that there is a fence approved, and so we were going to keep that. And the rest, we were going to keep the existing privet that's there, which is quite tall. And then on the south lot line, it's the 41 feet, that would be open slightly just so that my client, could walk out of the house and walk over to the barn.
And there was some sort of a picket fence that you had.
Just
Right.
as gates, yeah, that was the only part. Just that's a small little section. There's not much. And I don't think you'd even see it from the street. Maybe slight pieces of it.
So while it's a very large pool, 16 by 30, what I didn't see was any sort of pool cover, which is why you need all that fencing.
We're gonna do both. The first thing I tell my clients is talk to your insurance company. Will they allow, and what are the liabilities of not having fencing? I would rather not have a client have some poor child in the neighborhood drown. So we're gonna hide the black screen fencing within the privet. We may even have to plant another row of privet or some evergreen to provide, so it's not visible. Just for me, I wouldn't want to just have a pool cover. It's not like a child walks on the site and the pool cover closes. So I don't understand that rule. I'm against it, and that's why I do that.
Okay.
But Rob, if you could go to the floor plan, whoever's running the,
Yep, it's Rob, who's a newbie at this at the moment.
you're doing okay.
Which,
I think it's, keep going a couple more pages up, just to show you how we're gonna keep the existing framing intact, and then how we'll provide, 2-inch insulation, zip wall insulation to the exterior.
oh, there we go.
Yeah. So if you zoom in on that, you can see that all that, anything in orange is insulation to the exterior, and the interior photo that you pass by, that will remain intact. What we want to do is power wash the interior walls, take off as much paint as possible, and expose that wood sheathing and leave it. We're not going to wrap that at all. So that's the whole intent of this project, is to keep the history and as much history intact. From that door now, where you see the above interior, from that door left to right on the screen, that mass would be removed and disassembled, and every board, it's like 1x12s, would be saved and reused somewhere within the reused barn.
Oh, and then that one little section would be garage.
Correct. I mean, it's a garage now, and
Oh, that's right.
so
It is.
right now the garage door is on the south elevation if you're on Sixmore Lane. But if you go to the interior photos that Linda had provided, the interior, you can see there actually was a garage door. And I don't know if it was a carriage was able to go from one side to the other side, but would like to bring back, yeah, see, that's new framing. That's,
Oh, yeah.
1980s, 1990,
Yeah.
new construction that we want to remove and put the garage doors on that wall. So there's minimal interruption to that wall. And that's where we want to save some of the older planks to, put those back on and really get that feel within that space. And that, because it's a garage, we would do fire paint just so we can meet code.
Yeah. Okay. We just come in on this a little bit, so we see what we're talking about.
I
What's
have
the,
a question for Joe. That interior photograph that shows the new framing filling in an area that is not visible from outside.
It is not, it's shingled over.
The plan shows the door going all the way over to the corner. And in this interior photo, it looks like the framing stops about 3 feet short of the corner, along with a corner brace there. So what happens with that in the
So the size that's there now is not wide enough to let a car go by. So what we were gonna do is take that existing post, move that over 2 feet. Well, as you can see down the bottom, that's been repaired because it's a lot of rot. So, and then what we're gonna do is if we salvage another post on site, we will put that a foot off that interior partition. And then if not, we'll go find a similar age post and put that in its place. So we are right now talking to a couple vendors that have salvaged some barns, and we're looking at 6x6s, 4x6s, everything to match what's currently on site. But we want to keep as much of that existing frame intact.
how high is the door in relation to that in the interior shot?
That door will be about a foot lower than that existing ceiling height. So
will
the one thing
that-
I was gonna do was I was gonna put a new 6x6 around the base because it's sitting on concrete now, and lift that up, and that will give me a little extra height where I don't have to do as much disturbance to the existing barn structure.
I'm
So I
just
can-
looking
I
at
can
that
play with
corner
that.
brace.
That'll be, I don't think we're gonna touch that. I think we may come into it, but I'm not, my intent is not to remove that.
There we go. Okay, I hope you all can't see me squinting. Okay, gotcha. I guess I could ask if anybody has any comments. Oh, so there's is that a full foundation or just under that one section?
A full foundation. So our intent is to hide the pool equipment in the basement and
Wow,
then provide storage down there, but we wanted to get some light down there.
3 cheers for hiding the equipment. Thank you, Joe.
No problem. I actually hide them under zoning sheds as well. It's a great place to hide them.
It is very neighborly.
Yes.
I'm a little confused by the elevations of the old or the existing with the proposed, because it looks like we're looking at opposite gables each time.
So what I did is I kept the east elevation and then the south elevation. It's rotating 90 degrees from one side to the other side. And then what I also want to do is show that that little rear or side massing isn't coming along. We're going to dismantle that. So, you know, like the one that Rob's looking at now, that's looking at the interior. You can see the door, you can see the interior studs. It's a little confusing, I get that, but I just was trying to show the south, what is the south elevation on 6 Moore Lane is now going to be the west elevation on Bunker Hill.
I appreciate that. I'm thinking about just referring to the same face with each one. So like the page above this one, where it looks like this is, let's call it the right side gable, but then in the other image is the left side gable.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think my draftsman made an error on that one. Good catch.
But when I'm looking at each elevation, there's just, there's, the fenestration isn't aligning really with the existing fenestration. And that's telling me that framing is changing. And the way these things were scabbed together in the mid to early 19th century, it's, you know, it's far from today's standards of framing. So when you pull one piece, it's more than just surgically cutting into it. It's more invasive than that. So if the big door is on one side now and it's switching to the other side and their windows going in, there's not a lot left there. And as we sort of go around each elevation, it looks the same. Never mind the whole extended L being removed. So in general, I'm concerned about the level of change to the existing structure. And I want to say that I appreciate your clients being interested in saving some of Sconset history. But this is, I think, severely compromising the structure.
Huh.
I mean, to move it to begin with, but then once it's moved, taking off the L and then changing the framing around for new fenestration. My other concern is that with this so close to New Street, to have the stair, the exterior stair down to the basement is a concern.
Well, it's a tight lot, and we felt that that was the best way to provide that, provide the access down to the basement.
Normally that would be in the back of the lot, but corner lots are tricky. So you really, no matter where you go, you're on a side rather than the back. But to put it on the corner side of New and Bunker Hill, I think is insensitive. I'd rather see that at least on the back side or the east side, in that nook, or yeah.
Okay.
And if that L is getting redesigned and rebuilt, I think you could make provision for a stair going along between the lot line and the east side of the proposed addition.
Yeah,
Great. Okay, thank you. Anybody else have any comments? Okay, stammering here.
the pool application, the hardscaping.
Yeah, correct. Item number 3.
Can I just add to Angus's
Yes,
comment?
please do.
To me, I appreciate all the history and all the thought that's gone into this, but to me, it makes the barn unrecognizable.
Yeah, and I would
That's my
add to
comment,
what-
period.
I would
That's all.
add to what Caroline's saying, and that is this, especially when you're looking from the south to the north at the new facade, which includes the French doors onto the pool decking, and to the right, the kitchen addition, which is where the used to be where the hostelers room was. While that looks like a building that's typical to the neighborhood, and it kind of looks a little like Pam's house next door, it isn't the barn. It isn't the same historic structure. It's not invasive to the neighborhood, but it's not what it is. I mean, it's a real change. So I agree. It's sad to see the old one so repurposed.
Okay,
Or not repurposed.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Be repurposed.
Okay,
Well, I just know I'd like to save the barn and not have it end up at 220 Matticat Road. So,
No, I agree.
and I
understand
get
that.
what you're all saying, but it's kind of a tough one.
Yeah,
Yeah, we agree with you. We're just trying to get our comments on record because ultimately we don't want the move in the first place. And while your clients may be the quote unquote good guys, the elephant in the room is the guy who wants the barn moved
right.
or destroyed. I mean, he doesn't care either way.
Okay,
so
here we
pool,
are, with the pool. And Joe, you had mentioned your fencing thing. Was this the fencing you were talking about?
Yes, so this is a black wire fence that will be hidden in between privet or some evergreen.
So they'll
And
have to
then-
make, so they would make modifications of the previously approved fence that I recognize you weren't aware of, but
Correct.
Yeah.
But I think that they want to keep the batten fence that was previously approved between Pam's and this lot. So
okay,
and Pam's fine with it. My client has had a conversation with her. She's fine with the pool. She's fine with the building being relocated. So I think she likes that it's a very small little structure. So it's kind of she's very happy. It's not some 2-story house or a story and a half, whatever you approve. So I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I'd say she's for this project in some ways. So it's a difficult lot. It's a shotgun lot, but my client does have some physical ailments and she's not able to get around as much. So that's why the pool was here. I think the hardscaping is going to get smaller. We'll probably go talk to Mirka or Elizabeth O'Rourke to do something a little bit better design. But right now, it's a place card holder. We'll probably
Yeah.
come back with something different.
gotcha. All right,
Everyone's schedule's quite busy, so trying to get someone else to look at this has been difficult.
things are quite busy, that's for sure. All right, any other comments, members?
Yeah, my comment would be, and this is just going with Joe's, I mean, I'm extremely opposed to that much hardscaping.
Yeah.
It just looks ridiculous and unnecessary. And can the pool be a little bit farther from the road? Can it be put a little farther from the road and within the lot? Maybe not, maybe that's the best place for it, but it's a big pool. I mean, 16 by 30 is a lot of pool.
16 by 30 is the layout of the main part of my house.
Yeah, it's a big pool.
My concern is that such close proximity to Bunker Hill Road, it's virtually sitting on the setback line, which is, as far as I know, 5 feet from the property line. Pools in Sconset are nails on a chalkboard anyway, but to have this be completely unobstructed from Bunker Hill Road, a hedge just doesn't cut it, because hedge loses its leaves, and then we're looking through a fence at the pool that's right there on the road. I would want to see something more of a screen than a deciduous hedge, and I would make it as far away from the road as possible. So I would probably put it in the southeast corner, or at least on the east line as opposed to the west line, and figure out some other screening that would mitigate its proximity to the road.
Thank you. Well put, Angus. That's better than what I was saying.
Great, thank you, everybody.
It's lined up for the door. I guess that's why it's the way it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Access to the previous barn.
Yeah, I mean, if it lined up with the existing door, it would be further east.
But maybe that will come back with the redesign of the hardscape.
Yeah, that's a lot of ground lost.
But part of
Impervious.
it will be handicap too. Is that right, Joe?
Correct. That was the intention.
Right. And so that affects your hardscape
Yeah.
and access into the pool as well.
Correct. So we were on a very tight deadline. So as I got this done, this went in, and then my clients got to look at it, and they both agree, as do I myself, and I agree with your comments. It is a large platform that we will definitely come back with a reduction. So
Great.
Will you consider a longer, narrow pool? Like 2 lanes?
I can talk to them.
Or
Yeah,
I'm just
yes,
saying,
yeah,
you know, it's for distance.
Yeah, and so I apologize for the pool size is probably is bigger than
Yeah.
the normal that I would want, and the hardscaping, but it was a rush to save this barn. I have a strict deadline by September 1st to get it off the site. So,
Oh,
so there
geez.
are, yeah, so that's so
Unbelievable.
right. So that's why we definitely have some tweaks and details that we need to work on. But right now it's just to get a building permit to relocate this on site to save it. And what the plan is to spend the winter just saving the barn, getting it weather tight, and then stop and then kind of tweak some things. So I hear your comments and we agree with them mostly. But that's why we are here, just because of that deadline.
Deadline, huh?
I know what you're gonna say, I know, but it's just but
How does the guy have a deadline when he hasn't gotten permission to demolish or move the structure?
Mary, I hear you, I know, but I just, for now, for my client's interest, it was.
Right, I understand between a rock and a hard place, but yeah.
And I think you've seen what's gonna go on this 6 more lanes, so I don't think there's any surprises with that program. So, and the one thing is, that barn is not on that plan. So
No, it was always slated in the owner's mind for demolition, but we said from the get-go, we wouldn't even consider the thing until we had a full plan for what he was going to do to the property, and that included use of the barn.
Right.
So I'm not sure what planet he's living on, or anyway, it's not, that's not your business, and it's probably won't be mine either, but.
Correct. And I'm here to remind you that there's a recording going on. So
and it's a former Concom member. Yes, please be sensitive with your comments.
all right. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Thank you very much. I think we're going to move on, if that's okay with everybody. Joe, thank you very much
Thanks for your time, everyone.
being here. I'm so happy you were here.
All right, be well.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's see, 63 Brunel, am I correct? No, color change.
Color change from Essex green to black on 23 Main. Which is Essex green? Is that the one that's kind of
Like
almost black, isn't it?
almost black. It's very green. I sort of call it thickly settled green.
okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I have no problem with a change to black. I think it's more appropriate and some, just sort of a little bit more low key for Main Street.
Yeah, and I think it was black. There was a lot of black in that house anyway, but
And does that
look,
include
there's-
doing those, you know, what everybody's doing now, those, what do you call it in the window?
Painting out the mullions,
Yes,
painting the
Thank you.
mullions dark and just having the sash on the outside white. It probably does, and that's not a bad look. It's kind of a, yeah.
So we're okay with the color change?
I am.
Thank you, Angus.
I am not. I'd rather see a dark green than black, unless there's any sort of historic documentation of it. It just seems harsh to me. But bright green, I don't think is a good choice, but a dark green, I think, is much more appropriate.
Okay,
You guys know the dark green I'm talking about, like the dark green of the UU church louvers and doors.
Yeah, it's almost a black green, and that's really pretty. There's one on Pleasant Street, I think. I went by the other day.
Yeah.
yeah, black, green, that's why I was asking the question of Mary.
Yeah.
Because to me, there is this new thing that is happening that looks very contemporary to me.
then let's be sure, and I will, I'm looking for the front page of this to see what exactly they're.
God, I love
Oh,
that.
there it is. Yikes. There we are.
Yeah, the Essex green is a dark green. At least Benjamin Moore's version.
Yes, it is. Yikes, going the wrong way.
So-
All right,
So it's
here we go.
not thickly settled, which is brighter.
Yeah, thickly settle is more like a grass green.
Yeah, I love the black green.
All right, here it is, color change. Window, shutters, and front door from Essex green to black. And then paint chimneys white. We didn't see that before. So I think I think what we're hearing is that we prefer the Essex green to black. Am I correct?
And keep
Yes.
the chimney natural.
And Maya, on this house, do you see that? This gets me every time. Do you see that skylight on that drawing?
Yep.
We did not
I see the
approve that.
skylight, and I see the skylight in person.
And it's on the drawing too, and we did not approve that.
Right here.
For the north view of the house,
Okay, let me think.
from the front then.
Oh, yeah, north. So,
It's actually, yeah, you,
Yeah, wait,
Ah.
I think you just had it, I think.
I know I did. My computer took it away.
There you, no, it's not quite that one.
it's in the back, kind of.
Right. Yeah, there,
There it
on the
is.
right. On the
There
right,
it
you can see the
is.
skylight, which we never approved.
Did we not see it?
We did not approve that.
Yeah, but did we not see it and therefore not comment on it?
I asked Holly about it, but I never heard back from her.
Hmm.
I'm really sorry my computer is doing this. It's a function of the PDF and the.
That's okay. There it
Yeah.
is.
I see it. I've had some of the neighbors say, hey, how did you approve that? And I don't remember we ever approved it, but the question is, did we ever see it?
To me, this
Yeah.
is a country house and the chimneys would not have been painted. I don't believe. Well, I guess at one time they were.
Yeah, we don't want to,
Unless there's any sort of historical documentation of the chimneys being painted. Just because of the significance of this structure and the tie to them, you know, this being built by a whale merchant from 90 Main Street and all the history that's there. I wouldn't want to tamper with it any more than it has been.
yeah, thank you. I agree with that. And I don't know, the White Chimneys is like, you know, Sankaty Head Road, north of Sankaty Light.
Mhm.
Okay, so we prefer not to have the chimneys painted, and we like the Essex green better. But we
Yes,
like,
thank you.
we don't like the black.
Yep.
Great.
Okay,
Thank you for sticking to this. Those are the
What do we
kinds of
do about the
things.
skylight?
Well, we'll have to inquire. I don't see it in either. Well, obviously we see it on the north elevation at the top of your screen over here, but I don't see it on the west. They don't show it. I'm not sure where. Is it on the back of the house?
it's facing Main Street on
Yes.
the new addition and back.
Okay, great. Well, I'll see if I can find that that application, or I'll ask Holly or Kadeem or Kathy or somebody.
It
If
looks
you
like
would-
in the plan that you have up there right now that the skylights in the bottom left corner are opposite each other, which I thought was something that the HTC really discouraged, where you could actually like look through a gable, you know, from one side out the other.
Yep.
My comment would be that we would never put a skylight facing Main Street. And I don't mind if it's on the back. That's what they were for, is light,
Ah,
not to be seen from Main Street.
yeah, okay. Try to figure out a way to look at the approved plans, see if it's on there. And that's on the new addition.
I
Yes,
believe so.
Okay,
it would be to the west. It's facing north, but
okay,
it's on the west addition toward the new driveway.
gotcha, okay. So when you look at the barn, you look at the skylight.
Right.
Oh, the barn. Okay,
Tragedy.
so did you get that, Mary, that we're
Yes,
like
I
to stay
did.
away? That's great. Thank you
We're
very
asking
much.
about the skylights and did we approve that skylight and did we approve it?
Great.
Yep, got it.
Before we leave this
Yep.
part of Sconset, I understand that revisions have been submitted for 6A, yet that hasn't shown up to us, and we wanted to see that. So could you please make a comment for either Kathy or Holly or whoever's doing the agenda that we definitely see that sooner than later? Certainly before the HTC reviews it.
Before his September 1st deadline?
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, Angus, let me just clarify that that was the fence application. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You
Oh,
mean,
no, 6A Maury Lane.
Gotcha,
6A
gotcha,
Maury
Big house.
The
All right.
long house that was using the flag lot, they were using the driveway aspect as part of the square footage in
oh,
order to justify the percentage of coverage.
gotcha. So
Which
we
they
definitely want to see
disagreed.
that again before it goes. We want to see those revisions. Am I correct?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I know we do. I just want to be clear. That's what we're talking about.
Well, we asked for, and I alluded to this earlier, we asked for a full plan, that we would not approve anything until we saw the full plan for the house, not just the architectural renderings for the new dwelling, but what was the entire scape going to look like?
Oh, the long range plan.
Seeing it in pieces, and we were told we had to consider the application in front of us and not the full enchilada, but we already knew that he was planning to get rid of the barn, and that we felt was significant
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. And
well, on the application, it said move barn,
Yeah,
right,
move or
Yeah.
demo.
yeah.
oh, trouble on Main Street. Okay. All right. So we have 4
Burnell.
applications for 63 Burnell.
Yes, is Miroslava Ahern representing them? I mean, she's the architect for APD, that
Okay.
New York architectural firm that
Yeah,
I-
yeah, yeah.
been doing a lot of work in Canonbury.
Yes. You want to hold this for representation? Or should we comment? And note that they're, let me see who's here. Mary Bergman's here. Hi, Mary. All right. Okay. You know, Microsoft is amazing. It creates a thing called a smart mouse, and I would call it something else. Okay. And of course, these drawings are gigantic files, so they take a while to react. Okay.
Sure.
Shall I go to the plot? There we go. There's the plan. Burnell Street is on the
Right.
Left,
Oh, excuse me, it's on the left. It is
it's on the left, yeah.
and so this is just north of Adriana's house, correct?
It's
Yes.
between Adriana's and Jason's, one of Jason's many structures.
And
Gotcha.
this was Erica's, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Her lot, yes. So they've clear cut the lot quite a while ago.
So this application that we're looking at right now is for the cabana or for the house?
This is for the house.
They have a bunch of different applications all on today.
Yes, the whole thing.
Yeah, they presented everything at once so that we can actually look at
Which is wonderful.
the entire plan for the property.
Well, that's helpful.
Yeah,
All right. I'm trying to get up to. All right, there's the. Okay.
so what's in orange is what's in this application, but then there's also an application for, I think, the hardscaping, the cabana,
And the
Yeah.
pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cabana,
Cabana garage.
studio, new dwelling shed.
All right. So here's the.
This seems to be different than other plans. It's taking a while to load.
It's taking
Yeah, I
forever to
couldn't get
load.
it to load. I had a terrible time.
Yeah. Actually, I put this one on my screen at 10:15 because I knew we were going to have trouble with it.
Thanks, Rob.
It's so pale, it's very hard to read.
It's hard
I
to
think.
read it. Yeah.
loaded to an iPad pretty quickly, like instantly.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There's. So
Okay.
there's the north elevation and then there's the south. This kind of looks like a modular home. You think I'm correct with that?
Yeah, it's contemporary, certainly. It does look modular, but that's what made me think of Canonbury.
Yeah,
You know, it's not it's going into a neighborhood that will never win a single architectural prize. There is no house out there that will win an architectural prize. But still.
Ah. Yeah, it's a little light. That's a big chimney for an outdoor barbecue. Oh, it's
Mm.
also faces in the other inside. Okay.
There were context photos, right, of other structures there.
Yeah, they showed Adriana's house and Dutch Street and Adriana's is similarly situated to this one so that the houses essentially face north and south away from the road.
This road, yeah,
Yeah,
which is west, right? The view of
is.
the house, you look
It
at
is
it from the west.
it is west. And arguably, given that I know this property rather well, arguably the most attractive view is the western face because the sunsets are glorious.
Beautiful, yeah, they are.
But the siting of this house is not taking advantage of any of that.
Mhm.
Well, there's Adriana's.
Mhm.
And across the street is
The Buscarons
Boothgarden, sorry.
and the Tories.
Mhm. And is it near Scott's? It's
Which Scott? Zumwalt?
Zumwalt. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little farther. It's
It's
a little closer to the
past-
canyon.
it's past his house.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Well, as far as the review of it, I think the facade, what's facing Burnell, at first I was thinking the 2/2s just seem a little bit out of character. So I was looking at the context photos and there's everything from 8/1 to 6/6 to 6/1 to 1/1s. So there's a variation, but probably more of them have more panes than not. But the fenestration looks a bit clustered in the center of that main gable. I think it would be appropriate to spread it out a little bit. Maybe even make those second floor windows a little bit larger or add a gable window in the attic space. But it seems like a lot of shingle area to the sides and the top.
Good point.
Yeah,
And the gables they look too close to the same height. So if they want to go for the same height, that's one thing, but it's not, one is not reading dominant over the other one. So I think that secondary gable should drop a couple of feet to clearly be to go along with the sort of the additive massing idea.
yep.
So drop the secondary gable, which is on the left or right of this picture.
Well, it's on the north face of the left.
Okay, left.
And there's one window, I have such a hard time reading it. Is that a door or a window to the left of the
Here,
three? Yes, on the second floor,
It's a door that goes out to a balcony, and
to a balcony. I see it now.
maybe they could look at reversing the gable instead of having it run the same way parallel with the main one.
reverse the gable.
So when you look at the north elevation, it looks pretty skinny, like that might lend itself well to being perpendicular to the main gable.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of ganged windows and ganged French doors. So I guess all that depends on visibility. The doors, the gang doors are in the east, so they're facing the back. So I don't think that's really a concern as much. And it looks like that
Oh, yeah,
second,
there's
that's-
the east, right? Thank you.
that second story balcony that you see
Right.
there,
Mhm.
I think that's obscured as well. I'm not sure that you can really see that.
Yeah, this backs up to Jason's lot that goes all the way down to Clifton, I think. Or his driveway anyway.
Yeah, that's correct. So we no longer have an issue with the windows side, well, somewhat with the sizing on the second floor, but the window panes, the mullions, the lack thereof. Do we have a problem with that? It was mentioned. That's why I'm asking.
Honestly, I'd rather see 6/6 or 6/1 or something that reads more as Sconset.
Mm-hmm.
But as you've mentioned, Burnell isn't really representative of
Not
Sconset
anymore.
architecture.
Yeah.
Okay.
I take that back. That freestanding deck, you
Right.
can see it in the top right corner right now, is
Right,
that would be visible from the road.
yeah.
Entirely,
That
except,
should be obstructed.
yeah, because you can see it over the shed. But again, this is sort of, we're seeing an awful lot of design that the first thing you see when you pull off the road is the garage in front of the house. And in this case, you drive in between a garage and a shed.
Right. The
And
elegance.
then you get to that main west-facing facade, which is what we've just been commenting on.
But look at here, do you see, but if you look at the garage as from the point of entry into the property, what you look at is that, again, the second floor, the posts and the second floor.
Okay.
It's that I really object to.
Mhm.
Yep, got it.
Agreed. But we're not looking at that. We're not
We are-
talking about that structure.
Not yet. No, we're not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just, when we were talking about second floor.
Right, exactly. No, we can have a comment about that for sure. That was the first, that's the biggest red flag for the whole project, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, because it is right on the street. Okay, well then let's go to that one. I will get out of this.
Well, wait, have we finished with all we've
With the
only looked at
house?
the west facade. Do we have any concerns about the rest of it? I mean, it's long and linear and suburban.
It's all that.
It's all that.
Yeah, if there was some way to obscure the view of that deck on the north side from the street, if there was a shingled wall or some other way to integrate it so that it's not a freestanding second story deck.
Mhm.
Oh, sure, look at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about eliminating it? Well, I think you could eliminate that
Yeah, it's
and just have windows.
practical, as a practical matter, they're trouble, north facing doors and windows.
Could you
Still is awkward.
go to the view that is just to the top left of this view, but on the same page?
Yep,
Oh,
my
wow.
mouse won't let me do it, but I'll do it.
That's a smart mouse. It went somewhere else.
I know. It's unbelievable.
A mind of its own. Yeah,
There
that
we go.
top left
There we go.
corner, you see there's still a view between the
Mhm.
buildings to the left side of the house that you, we're up one more view. It's that page, but zoom in to the left of the front door. You
Right.
can see that balcony
Not
in
good.
in their perspective.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that's what we want to avoid.
gotcha, right.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, boy, that sticks out, doesn't it?
Mm-mm.
Oops, see, I'm not doing that. The mouse is doing that. Ah. Oh, Jim.
Oh, this is the basement plan.
Must be the
Okay.
basement, yeah. The new house.
I wonder if that's enforceable. Using it as a gym. Never mind.
You have to log your hours.
Yep. I'm so sorry.
Mhm. Okay, so this is what's facing me. Those are typical APD doors on the back. Haven't we seen those down in Cannonberry?
Yes, we have.
And they're
Ah.
really awkward. Oh, well, there's a pool, that's it. So they're gonna open all the way up to the
Right.
pool. Okay. Nice.
But the side does as well, Mary,
Mm,
with
great.
with that raised.
Hey, this is making me yearn for 70s architecture.
Ah,
When a lot of this neighborhood was built, so.
okay, over on the right here on this page, I see there's the pool and the.
Mhm.
Where your mouse is, it looks like the shed is blocking the entrance, but it isn't in fact. But the pool is on the back of the house,
Yes,
and yet the second floor deck, et cetera, where your mouse is doing those.
Yep.
Faces Jason's house, is that correct?
yes.
Or north, and which is north. I would say no. I just don't think that's appropriate. I don't think it's neighborly, and I agree with Angus's comment that it somehow should face, the gable should face north. I think it needs to be redesigned.
Whew. Okay. All right, should we move on to the
Yeah.
next? Okay, thank you. I'm going to close this out because it's taken up. What would you like first? How about the garage?
Yeah, let's look at the garage. We got a lot to say about that.
Oh, man.
It's coming.
I know.
25%.
Creeping, creeping.
Oh, my goodness. Go, go, go.
Well, it looks like something from the Jersey Shore. You can all imagine that. It's kind of up on stilts with its porch up above.
it kind of looked like a carport. Well, it's like one of those
Yeah,
corrugated fiberglass enclosures. Really sorry, folks.
that's fine.
Angus has got his other one coming up. Holy smokes.
Is it because it's drawn, because of the way it's drawn? Is it,
Angus probably would know, but I'm pretty sure it's just there's so much information in that PDF. It's layers upon layers of stuff. It's all part of their background to start with.
Okay, here we go.
And because it's so big, it takes a long time for the reader to read it. Oh, yeah, see, 8 gigabyte photographs don't help.
Here we go. Okay,
yeah, now we can see it. Okay.
I mean, does that look like a pretty big garage to you all? It looks kind of massive, like you could put a truck in it.
Oh, it's the apartment above. Okay.
Jason has a structure on his property that's similar, but his house is a truck.
A dump truck.
No, not just a regular sized truck, a semi or something. I don't know.
So you can, there.
Hey, there we go.
Oh, Rob, now we're doing,
Woof.
yeah, not. I
Oh
mean,
my God.
Really and truly.
It's not Sconset.
No, it's way too tall and too skinny.
What's the height of that?
Yeah, it's
I can't read it.
it's coming up. 22.8.
And how wide is it?
Oh, this fucking- oops. I can't get rid of that. Oh, I just learned something.
It's really hard.
All right.
So I'm kind of surprised there's only a single bedroom up there. Looks rather bigger than that.
Did that say 14 feet or 12 feet for the width? It's just proportionally seemed like a tower.
Yeah.
And the deck is just too visible for being just a free floating second story deck that doesn't have any
Mhm.
mass around it.
Oh, no, I did not do that.
And then under the second floor porch, I can't read. It looks like a windbreak. It's the back of that part of the building. There. Do you see? Under
Yeah.
east elevation?
Under here,
I-
yeah.
I don't understand
don't
that.
understand that either. It looks like a, It
Do you see?
says natural cedar outdoor shower.
Ah,
So they got a double shower under the deck, under the porch.
I see.
Well, yeah, this is more of a studio apartment than it is a garage for starters. And it's too tall, and it's the first, and that outdoor stairway is, I mean, that's the first thing you see.
Right.
That horizontal boarding is, reminds me more of Santa Monica than anything.
Yeah, it also looks on the drawings like those sort of corrugated metal grates that get pulled
Yes.
down for shop windows.
Yeah, yeah,
And-
that's what I was thinking. Yeah. And Mary, remember the building that was going near your mother's house?
Yes, it does. It's quite reminiscent of that, as a matter of fact. We haven't seen that yet,
No, no.
but don't worry, they're trying.
Mhm. Well, I don't know. It's very clumsy to me.
Yeah, it's
Very. There's a pergola over the garage door.
yeah,
but-
yeah.
I think that's a tool to mitigate how high that gable is.
Mhm.
I think a little hip, either a hip roof or a shed roof would
Mhm.
help more, something that would come out, but then go up to the sill of the window
Mhm.
or something like that.
Oh, over here.
What if you
Well,
enclose the
above the doors.
outside stairs?
Oh, above the door.
To the-
Oh, here.
Yeah, there. For Angus's comment.
But for Caroline's comment, yeah, the free floating deck and stair are just, I just didn't think that was allowed. I mean, it's not in the guidelines, or it's in the
Yeah.
guidelines not to do, rather.
Right, right.
I think they need to be enclosed, which would maybe help the building.
Yeah, this needs to be redone. Needs to be rethought.
Yeah.
Okay,
And that is a long Burnell.
yes, it is.
First thing you see,
Right.
it makes it look like a just like a more urban neighborhood, more of a sort of what housing. I'm just trying to think. I mean, it's kind of, you see things like this along sort of in more industrialized neighborhoods.
Yeah,
Mhm. Urban.
Yeah,
All to say, it's not really sympathetic to Sconset, Nantucket architecture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
that's the best way to put it. All right, now I'm gonna close some of these so I can get my. What's this? Okay, we're gonna close that. Close
My
that.
goodness.
What's this? All right. See, I had these up. Oh, look, what's that? It's not.
looks like garage doors.
A200. 13 of 14.
All right, I'm gonna close that. Let's go back here. How
Wanna
about
look
the
at the
shed?
shed?
Yeah, we'll look at the shed. Oh, great. Won't load. All right, let's try the cabana.
Said you hadn't plugged it in.
So I don't know what to do. It's unreadable. And that's something in the document itself. Let me close these out and see what happens. What's this? Okay, well, this is all suddenly non-responsive.
We did not get, so this has got all the structures. It hasn't got the pool hardscaping. So they've still got some designs to submit,
Yes, they do.
unless the cabana possibly has the pool structure too.
Hi, guys. Are we having some issues?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're having some trouble loading
Shed and
the shed and cabana. It's 63 Burnell.
The shed and the cabana?
Yes,
Great.
Okay, have you guys done the new dwelling yet?
yes.
Okay, give me 1 second to see if I can get that stuff here.
We did the new dwelling in the garage.
All right, give me one moment in that case. Let's see, 63 Burnell.
Anyway.
Rob, if you can stop sharing screens, if you want to allow me the chance, I can try to hop in here. Let's see. Give me one moment. This is what I want to share. You guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Here is the application, and let's get the plans up. Okay, so this is the site plan, as you guys.
Yeah, we
can see.
saw
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Perfect. And then the actual plans are here. Oops. Can you guys see those?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
The
we
shed's
can
got
see.
big-
Yeah.
shed's basic, got it.
Okay. Shed looks okay to me.
Shed's a shed.
Would you like me to move on, or do you guys want to have a full discussion and a vote on this one?
I don't have any concerns about the shed.
Nope.
No concerns.
Fantastic. So let's close out of the shed. And here is the cabana.
Yeah, good man. And I was good. But,
Okay.
yeah, but I'm pretty. So.
And a little hard to see, but here is the cabana elevations. You guys able to see those?
No, not really.
They're kind of light.
I'll have to pull up on each of them differently so you can see, like I'll zoom
Right.
in.
Looks like a storage shed.
So yeah, those doors are on the back of the cabana, I would assume.
I don't know where it is.
Huh.
Tell me where you want me to go and I'll go there, of course.
Maybe we better look at the site plan to see how the cabana is sited, because that looks like the back doors.
Site plan, here it is. Goes out of this.
Okay, got cabana on the back. There we go. So the east elevation, the cabana are just doors.
Yeah, everything's there.
I'm missing the cabana. Where
Me
is it?
too.
Well, this is the site plan here. And I
So let's see the build.
The cabana's right here.
Oh, that's a cabana. I thought that was part of the pool. Okay,
This little thing here is a cabana.
thanks.
Oh,
Kadeem.
what's the thing next to it?
I think actually the whole thing is the cabana.
Okay,
And then it's saying that this is the outdoor shower cabana here, and I think that's still part of the cabana.
No, the outdoor shower is over at the house.
I think there's a second one.
Yeah,
Oh, is that
times
what
two.
they're
That's the
doing? There
second
are
one
two
here.
of them?
There are two of them.
Oh my goodness, how fancy.
I know where I'm going next fall.
Would you like to go back to the elevations?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be great, Kadeem.
So there's kind of an outline that almost looks like a dimension line, but is that like a frame that extends out from it that's kind of like a pergola?
It's a kitchen, I think, Angus.
So it's
My
got a,
guess.
it's got a flat roof if it's got a roof at all.
Right.
Hmm.
Shiplap siding. So the Monica, where did you say, California siding?
Yeah, it's just right off of
Santa Monica.
Pacific Coastal Highway as you leave Santa Monica. It's very contemporary and atypical to have the,
Now, what is
Horizontal
that
siding.
opening to the left?
This here.
I think it's just one big frame.
And this is a flat roof?
Oh, so kind of like it was in a container, like they used a container to house the cabana?
Yeah, like a container. A Maersk container.
I don't.
Well,
understand.
this is relatively low. There's no peak to it and it's at the back of the lot. So I think due to visibility, it might not be an issue, but this is like nothing about this says Nantucket.
Correct.
That is correct.
Okay.
So we just say no concerns not visible?
No, I think we have
Emphasizing-
concerns.
Well, I do. I have lots of concerns. but-
I think we have nothing but concern. I don't think we need a Mears container there.
Oh, but here's a construction plan. That might help you guys out a little, perhaps. Just
See,
seeing.
I think that that is an open area above.
Yeah,
I think it's a porch in essence. Isn't it? Or a
Beats
a
me.
place out of the sun?
They might stretch canvas across it or do some sort of grid of
Mhm.
pergola above or something, but it's very unusual and atypical of Nantucket.
Mhm. And where are all the doors that we saw? I don't understand where all the doors were.
oh, I see
There.
this. Yeah,
Where are all of those?
It's
yeah.
on the side of the lawn.
Oops, sorry. Just trying to go to the site plan again.
I'm gonna get a Dramamine.
Yeah,
Where's that site plan? Sorry about that, guys.
that's all right. It's
No, that's okay.
those.
Or even the floor plan again would be good.
So, yeah, the doors are, okay. Well, here, well, let's go back to here it is.
All those doors are facing the property line?
Looked like that to me.
They are.
Yeah, I mean, they're east facing, so, or it's the east facade, so yeah, they would be.
So wait, the roof line, does that mean that there's a hole in the roof for the outdoor shower?
Perhaps. Y'all, I'm sorry to have to do this, but I have to get on to my next meeting. And
Okay.
so I must leave, but I am your scribe. I've got
Okay.
what we've got so far.
Great.
I think that's
Somebody
everything.
take over, please.
I unfortunately cannot, Mary. I'm not in a position to do that.
Okay.
I can
Yeah.
take over for the end. Mary, would you just be able to email me those notes when you have a chance?
I certainly will. Thanks.
Thank
I
you.
will.
Yep,
I
I'll
will-
do adjournment and all those notes. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you. Bye
Thank
all.
you. Thank you, Mary.
Thanks, Mary.
Bye.
What is that arrow? Is that in the middle of the roof plane?
These arrows here,
No, in the bottom right corner above in the roof plane. Oh, it says slope to roof drain. Oh. So it must be a flat roof that has a minimum slope to a drain. Okay.
But it includes the outdoor shower. How could an outdoor shower have 4 walls and a roof? And a roof?
I don't know if that's the slope of the shower or like a little skylight thing above it, but it looks like it might just be cut into the roof so that it really is an outdoor shower. This is so far from Nantucket architecture.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not sure how visible any of this is from the public ways.
Yeah,
Well, I've got that comment down. Do we have any other comments to make on this?
Thanks.
yeah, I
Kitty.
think, I would say the same thing. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think Angus's comments will suffice. It would
I
just be
think so
interesting.
too. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
I'm
would-
not quite sure what Mary had down for specifics, but did you guys want to mention the was there anything else you wanted to mention specifically? Right now, I really just wrote down far from Nantucket architecture, but not certain about visibility from public ways.
So the exterior frame is
Yep.
atypical. The horizontal boarding is atypical. The trimless or casingless doors, atypical. The flat roof, unheard of.
Okay.
I hope that it looks like a TV in that north elevation, and that would be horrifying if that were
A large.
visible from anywhere.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure that is what it is, Angus.
I'll call that out for a questioning too. All right, I think those are great notes. I can definitely add those when I get the rest of Mary's
okay,
notes.
that's great, Kadeem. Thank you very much.
Of course.
And I'm going to ask you very quickly, how do you like the program that runs your viewer here? Because mine is so slow.
Oh, like Adobe here?
Yeah. Is it okay?
It's good, but it just depends on the size of the work that we have. So Workshop typically sends large plans.
Yes,
And
they
it just
do.
takes them a little slower to load.
Okay,
but
fine.
It's good.
All right, okay, good. With that, then I'm going to make a motion to approve the comments. Actually, I guess we're going to wait for those when they get transcribed. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be great.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thanks for
Motion,
helping me through
motion
this.
to adjourn.
Yeah, so moved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Ayes have it. Thank you very much. We're in adjournment. Kadeem, thank you.
Of
And,
course, thank you guys.
I'll talk to you later about
Thank you, everybody.
getting back on. Yeah, thanks. Take care,
Sounds good.
Caroline.
So if
Bye.
Rob, if you want to stay on for me, I'll have everyone close off.
Okay,
And then you will just have to, let me stop sharing. And you will have to now press end record. So right where you had started recording, you want to end recording.
okay,
And then you'll end the meeting as well.
gotcha. Right there.
All right. So yeah,
Okay.
if you close out, we'll be all good. And then I'll get this uploaded to YouTube later.
There we go. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Rob.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.